Hello, dear friends. This is Thought and Life 30 Days of Inner Journey. Your thought is your life. And here we are. This is day 14th, chapter 14th of the book that is the inspiration for these encounters, for this conversation, for these moments of inner journey. After all, we come to the conclusion that certainly, we're not here for anything else but to do this inner transformation, right? And inner transformation that begins with a reincarnation here. We are incarnated. Of course, there are discarnate spirits participating, listening, and even teaching. But these books are directives from the spiritual realm, used in the schools of regeneration, preparing those who are about to reincarnate. And this book, in 30 chapters, lays out guidelines for life in an incarnation. For immortality, but this is for incarnation. Especially this day, day 14th, chapter 14th, the body. Let us not forget what we've studied this far about the fact that our mind reflects into our lives. We have a mind that is the mirror of life, and emotions are drawn from it, creating ideas creating attitude actions, and then our destiny, as says Emmanuel in the very beginning of the book. So we need to ask ourselves what we're doing here, because this is passing. Are you imprisoned in the ego to the point you feel afraid to keep your status, your position, your material goals? You can't even talk to people in our lives because you see in everyone the threat of taking something that you cherish so much. It could be money, it could be beauty, it could be position, it could be a house, it could be anything. Today we're going to talk about the body, because without the body we cannot be incarnated. Before we begin reading and studying, let's say hi to all of our friends. Hello, Leah. How are you? Rihanna. May we all be blessed. Oh, and Jussar, she had a beautiful time with Virginia. They were both having tea, like tea party time. Enjoy the tea in the Virginia's mug. Oh my gosh, you deserve it, Jussara. Yes, warming a little bit. And Sunshine, Adilson, Angelita, friends, here we are. This lesson today is so vital. Let us read before anything else. The body, chapter 14. In reference to the human body, we will refrain from scientific analysis. Thank you, Emmanuel. As there is an abundance of textbooks which fully cover all of the body's outer aspects. Rather, we will point out that the spirit is the tenant of the physical body and consciously or unconsciously presides over the body's formation and maintenance from the moment of its fetal inception. Most often, it does so under the protection and guidance of higher beings. Upon reincarnating, the spirit brings with it the sum total of its good or bad mental reflexes according to the harvest of useful and damaging deeds it had previously sown. The spirit incorporates the cells of the developing body to the patterns it carries within its structure. These patterns will become part of its life on earth, beginning with the very first cell. The body develops by means of these cells that multiply and organize around the spiritual matrix, like iron filings around a magnet. In the beginning, cells formed by the blastoderm, from which emerge the intestinal duct, nerve and skin tissues, bones, muscles, and blood vessels. Soon afterwards, in this process of spontaneous development, the spirit finds itself materialized on the physical plane, dwelling in a body through which it can manifest. This vehicle is formed of billions of cells, or microscopic individualities, that are adjusted to the fine tissues of the soul and share its electromagnetic nature, like a complex machine shop with billions of tiny motors. They are driven by electromagnetic oscillations of a specific wavelength, which emit their own radiation and assimilate the radiation of the plane in which they are found. All are under the command of only one director, the mind. Starting with the embryonic phase, the spirit continually imprints its mental reflexes on the instrument through which it manifests in the world. There are some beyond the grave that are very unbalanced because of problems caused by suicide or murder, crime, and other vices. At their rebirth, they immediately display painful derangements caused by the vibratory malfunction of cellular pathology. Infirmities that are of a congenital nature are nothing more than mental reflexes of an unfortunate position, assuming in the near past, demanding a return to the flesh, sometimes only briefly, for the treatment of the disharmony. Other variations of these past mental reflexes also affect other rebirth in the body. Mutilations and diseases are stored deep in our spiritual field as seeds of sharp thorns that we had entertained in the form of hidden guilt and remorse. They germinate at a predetermined time according to the law of action and reaction, which rules watchfully, surely, and with precision. This is why, very often, in accordance with events programmed before birth, and in the process of restitution, a person is visited by unusual trials during material prosperity or by painful physical disasters when they are enjoying perfect health. Nevertheless, we must also remember that mental reflexes generate other reflexes, and that all payments carry their just share of mercy whenever the debtor shows their cooperation in the resolution of their debts. The continuous and untiring practice of good deeds can alter the route of one's destiny, since clear and righteous thoughts, which contribute to edification, will change the function of these diseased cells. Likewise, the same principles apply to human events, where we can attract to our side, by means of our improved and nobler mental reflexes, the help, the light, and the support of others, according to the law of solidarity. Okay? Ready? Yes. Body. Without the body, we cannot be incarnated. Right? In the Spirit book, and we are celebrating this year 160 years of the publishing of the book on April 18th, 1857 was the publishing. In this year, 2017, we're celebrating 160 years of the publishing. And in that book, there is a question that Kardec asks, and the answer is striking, because the spirits say that through the process of connecting to matter, like in an incarnation, we are supposed to intellectualize matter. What does that mean? It means that it could mean a lot of things, but for the purpose of our study, we're going to draw from it the following interpretation. Through the opportunity of being connected to a blessed physical body in a new incarnation or reincarnation, we are supposed to boost our intelligence, which is not only the intellectual intelligence, it's the spiritual, the emotional intelligence as well. Okay? So this morning, as we were preparing for this study session, while cleaning a few things, Mentor Joseph was saying, Vanessa, and I'll share with you how this unfolded. I dropped off Virginia at school, and I came back home to my office. And when I was going to prepare myself to start some works, Mentor Joseph said, Vanessa, let us clean this, that, and the other. Really clean. And I was like, okay, I like cleaning, but right now the to-do list here is intense, so let's work on it, shall we? And I said, Mentor Joseph, what about the story of Martha and Mary? At Jesus' time, right? The real account. Two sisters of Lazarus, Martha and Mary. And Jesus was there in their home and receiving many people. People coming. And you know, to date, in the world, majority of people who are going to host are women. I'm not saying men don't, but it's still minority. And at Jesus' time, women had the duty to serve, take care of the responsibilities of preparing meals, etc. So many people were there, and they started listening to Jesus. So Martha stood up and was going to prepare. But she observed that her sister Mary stayed there listening to Jesus. Martha then called Jesus' attention and said, Master, look at Martha. She's supposed to help me. And Jesus, in an immortal lesson to all of us, he said, Martha, Martha, Mary chose the best part. What does that mean? It means that we should focus on the priorities of the spirit over the priorities of matter. So I referred to this passage, talking to Mentor Joseph, very kindly said, I know you have a reason, but please explain to me, because right now, cleaning the kitchen, etc., seems to me that I can do it later when I pick up Virginia at school. She can even help, and I say help figuratively speaking because she's learning. And he says, Vanessa, we're going to study tonight the beautiful lesson, the body, from the book Thought in Life by Emmanuel. And you know what it means. Do you know why you are incarnated and reincarnated here? As you are practicing physically, your own hygiene or the hygiene of your home, cleaning and organizing, you're mentally forming the habit. So one day, like pure spirits or superior spirits, he said, how do you think superior spirits come to a spiritist center and sterilize a whole room? They use apparatuses, but it's the power of the mind. How have they learned it? By creating this mental conditioning through the exercise of the physical body. So being incarnated, and people sometimes they say, oh, but you know, I'm just wasting my time taking a shower. You know, I talked to a chiropractor the other day, and she said, oh, sometimes just a waste. You know, I tell my children, take shower 3 times a week. That's it. You don't need to waste your time doing that. And Mentor Joseph is saying it's not a waste. We need to practice it daily. So taking a shower is not only good for the body, but it's good for the mind. Because we're learning the conditioning of cleaning. That's what it means when Kardec received the answer from the spirits, intellectualized matter. Through the process of incarnation, I'm expanding a mental conditioning. When I'm cleaning the home, I'm creating that form, that thought form of cleaning, hygiene, organization, that is going to help me in lives to come and immortality. So when I achieve, as he says, when you achieve, Vanessa, pure spirit, a thought of cleaning, and you feel clean. And you help people clean. And you clean a whole environment. It's like the genie, right? They do just like move the nose. But to learn how to move the nose and have everything clean, we first have to clean with the hands. And that's true. Right? We have to learn how to clean with our hands, and one day we have it in our minds. The blessings of being incarnated to create new conditionings, not only to have opportunities of XYZ natures, but also learning how to clean our minds, feelings, through these conditionings. What a message. What a message. And I said, okay, I got it. And not because I like cleaning. It's just that he said the very time that I was planning something else, I surrendered to it, and I tell you, it makes more sense now to me studying this chapter. Because he's saying here, Emmanuel, we are the tenants of the physical vehicle. Why do we need this? This is the most blessed instrument in an incarnation. Of all assets, this is the only one you don't pay for, by the way. Okay? You're given by God solely, and through the vessel, the blessed vessels of your parents. But it's something we never bought. And sometimes it's the only asset that we disregard the most. Sometimes we take more care of a car, of a house, of a bank account, than of our physical body. Stop for a moment, friends. Let us do this inner journey. First therapeutic moment. What is your relationship with the physical body? This physical body. It's not you. This body is not me. It's with me. what is my relationship with it? Do you care for it? Do you listen to its needs? Do you manage it wisely? Do you have body awareness? Many people live as if they don't have a physical body, abusing the physical body. Drinking and eating and not resting properly, and not giving medicine when he needs medicine, or vitamins when he needs vitamins. And we're not talking about taking care of the body as a goal in life, but as the means to really respecting life. How is your relationship with the body doing? 0 to 10, 0 being very poor, 10 being like excellent. I love my body. I listen to its needs. I stop whenever needed. Sometimes I take a power nap just to feel like I can continue functioning. Where is it? 0 to 10? This is January 17th, 2017. Where are we? And one more question. What can we do to improve it? To improve our relationship of kindness, our relationship of gratitude and well-management with our physical body. Okay, let's say hi to the friends who got in. Oh yeah, yes friends. Valéria Benfica is here. Hello Valéria. Marilda. Hello. Raquel, sweet and kind Raquel. Thank you, Raquel. Oh, our psychologist of the future, Karina, Alice, Solange, and Elder. Oh, Elder. And Clara. Hello, Clara. Mônica. Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Maria Edith. Hello, friends. Luciana. Angela Flores. Hello, and Rita de Cássia, Melissa. Yes, friends, what a joy, huh? And we are incarnated. Thank you, body. Thank you, we're here. Yes, but you know, don't worry, they have Facebook in the spiritual realm too. They have much more than that. So when we're there together, we're gonna find a way to have our community. If we're not in the same zone, we can still connect, okay? Mind to mind, thought to thought, and be together, constructing a better self, inner world. That's the goal of 2017, a better inner world, right? So here we are. He says, we're the tenant, and we consciously or unconsciously will preside the formation. I know, friends, it's so much fun. Oh, Rita, you're funny now. And he says, we will preside consciously or unconsciously the formation of the body and its maintenance. He's talking about conception. And remember, at conception, there is already a connection. First cell to the first cell, there's already a spirit connected. But it's not fully there yet. Little by little, molecule by molecule. And he's saying that our mental reflexes, our mind is going to preside consciously or unconsciously. Because the body is ours. And this is how it goes. Here is the spirit vibrating. Choo, 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 like a flame. The perispirit enveloping it. But we're here, and the perispirit enveloping. And the perispirit is connected to the physical body, molecule by molecule. little by little, materializing itself. Some people want to see spirits. But you know, it's interesting. Materialization of spirits. What are we? Materialized spirits. Right? By definition, we are literally materialized spirits. You cannot see better than this. We are materialized spirits. Oh, but Vanessa, but I mean the discarnate. Well, but we are also spirits, but connected to this physical body. In the book And Life Goes On, chapter 2, so beautiful, André Luiz tells us quite clearly of Ernesto's account of something he read in a book, spiritualist book, an analogy for this trilogy, spirit, perispirit, physical body. So here we have, he says, a horse, a carriage, and a horseman. So, who is the horse? Who is the horseman? The spirit. Who is the carriage? The physical body. Who is the perispirit? And I say who just because what is the horse? The perispirit. So when the physical body dies, it's like the carriage stays there, cannot be used anymore, but the horseman can still ride on the horse and yee-haw, galloping, 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 galloping. And here we are in the spiritual realm. Horseman, the spirit, and the horse being the perispirit. We ride on it, and we better take care of this horse. How do you take care of your spiritual body now? Big question. This is huge question. If it's difficult to take care of a physical body, how do we nourish, do hygiene, and exercise the spiritual body? Good questions, huh? In many different ways. But there are people who are perispiritually merged because they don't give water to it. You don't give water to the horse, the perispirit, it doesn't function well. Our physical body is going to feel it. What is the water? Good fluids, good vibrations. Through what? André Luiz says in the book Mechanisms of Mediumship. It's about good conversations, good movies, good books, good company. Oh yes. Beautiful, harmonious things around us. It's going to be nourishing our perispirit, our mind, our perispirit. We have pores and we receive those vibrations. And the hygiene. How do we cleanse our perispirit? Prayer, meditation, visualization. Can you imagine if we do this just once a year on Christmas Eve? Tonight I'm going to pray. Wow, it's a lot of dirt. It's worthwhile, but once a year, that's why it's hard. Have to do it every day. Like we need to take a shower, physically speaking, every day. Unless you live in locations that don't allow you to. But if you can, please do it. And exercise the mental conditioning. Don't just take a shower physically. Think about, I'm now practicing to become a pure spirit. How? creating the mental conditioning of cleansing. And visualize and say a prayer and allow that water to shower not only your physical, but also the very spiritual. And you know, it's in Portuguese. I'm just going to sing a little tiny bit, but it talks about soap and shower and bath. I sing with Virginia. It's from, you can Google if you have children, é Turma do Cristãozinho. It's like the group of, the little Christian group, something like this in Portuguese. And he talks about taking a shower. It's like, o sabão lava o meu pezinho, lava minha mãozinha, lava minha mão. Mas Jesus, pra me deixar limpinho, quer lavar meu coração. Quando o mal faz uma manchinha, eu sei muito bem quem pode me limpar. É Jesus que vem me ajudar, tudo Ele pode apagar, tudo Ele pode apagar. E aí acaba, limpou tudinho. So basically it says, for those who speak English, and I apologize, but it talks about the soap. The soap cleanses us, cleanses our hand, our feet, our mouth, but it's Jesus who actually wants to cleanse our hearts. And when there's a little spot, we call him and he comes and he can erase everything. And of course, he's not saying Jesus per se. We know as a spiritist, it's about the Christ consciousness that can come and transform ourselves. So take a shower with that in mind, that we are cleansing, creating that mental conditioning, okay? That mental conditioning of cleansing, right? Now, when we reincarnate, we bring with it the sum of the total good or bad reflexes according to the harvest that we've done previously. Yeah. If you want the song, just Google Turma do Cristãozinho. But you know, in English we have so many other types, and forgive me if I sung in Portuguese, but it's that same line of thought, like cleansing, Jesus helping us. So when we reincarnate, we bring those mental reflexes. And he's saying that our physical body is going to be magnetically imprinting those mental reflexes. Exactly. And he says, in the process of spontaneous development, the spirit finds itself materialized on the physical plane, dwelling in a body through which it can manifest. Here we are manifested. What a blessing. Some decades ago, we were full-time in the spiritual realm. Now we are part-time here. We're always in the spiritual realm because we're spirits, but we're more focused and connected to the physical. But we can't delude ourselves. This life is not the real one. No, no. This is a school time. You have a home. Yeah, you don't stay in school forever, no matter how great it is. You go, but you prepare yourself to go back to school, to go back home. Yes. This is a school time for us. So when we wake up, school time, yay. No yay? Yay. Yay. And we go, learn, and that perspective is going to bring to us a new awareness. Tonight we were doing the gospel at home, and in this book, Living in Spring, Emmanuel says quite clearly, he says here something that we can't forget. He says, Educate, chapter 30, Living Spring. He says, educate and you build heaven on earth. We'll build heaven on earth. This school is becoming heaven on earth as we educate ourselves. At each minute, as more and more people are entering new awareness, new understanding, new education, we are manifesting gradually this materialization of heaven on earth. Because we are creating that heaven within. Through the blessings of being connected to this loving body. Pause. Are you expecting to have a perfect body to love it? To appreciate it? Because I know some people who they love their bodies when they are in their 20s. But when they become 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, they're like, this body dragging me. I'm so old. Please erase those from your vocabulary. Even if you have back pain and other limitations, it begins in the mind. Don't say you're getting old, because your spirit, you're much older than the age of your physical body. So this body is and will always be a baby compared to how long you've lived in many lives. Okay? So that's not an excuse for us not to do what we have to do. Some people, they give excuses. And I remember somebody who was invited in her 80s, meaning she was turning 86 years of age. She was invited to once again be the president of a Spiritist Center. And she said, but I'm too old for this. What do you think, Vanessa? And I said, you know, one, you're much older as a spirit than your 86-year-old physical body. This body is not too old. Also because our cells renew themselves. So you don't have the same cells you've had for 86 years of age. Okay? And the other thing is, if you're still incarnated, why you're incarnated? To wait for death? If life is calling you to fulfill another task, go do it. Because they are not asking you to run a physical marathon. It's the marathon of the heart. And you have a good heart. So go for it. That's why you're incarnated. Retiring and staying home, it's poison for the soul. It's poison. Poison, poison, poison. No, we can't. We need to use it until the last minute of vitality. Right? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And that's true. Right, Leia. It's our little donkey, as Chico Xavier said. Let's love it. Let's appreciate it. And don't tell the physical body he's old. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He's going to be very upset with you. And then he's going to be cranky and saying, oh, really? I'm old? Now you're going to see what old is in the morning when you wake up. So don't say it. Shh. Look at it and say, oh, I feel like a baby. And he's going to behave like a baby. And in reality, that's how it goes. There's a book by Prentice Mulford, Thoughts Are Things. He wrote this book like way before Andre Luis and all the Spiritist books. This American spirit who now is in the Spiritist movement helping in the United States. Prentice Mulford, Thoughts Are Things. He says we're supposed to expand our life expectancy by creating thoughts of health and longevity. Yeah. And you know, Elizabeth Blackburn, Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, who got a Nobel Prize talking about the discoveries of the telomeres of the DNA, she shows to us that the more compassion you have, the more these telomeres, which are the end caps of a DNA, are long, and the longer they are, the greater the longevity. Charity, compassion, love, longevity. In Jupiter, a planet much more evolved than ours, Kardec discloses to us the age range of people there 400 years. How we're gonna get there? Beautiful thoughts, beautiful feelings, feeling like a baby physically, taking care of the physical body like babies are cared for, right? Proper food, proper rest, not too much rest though. Proper rest. It's about quality, not quantity. Not quantity, quality. And they say, now he's gonna unfold something that is amazing. This vehicle is formed of billions of cells, microscopic individualities that are adjusted to the fine tissues of the soul and share its electromagnetic nature like a complex machine shop with billions of tiny motors. They are driven by electromagnetic oscillations of a specific wavelength, which emit their own radiation and assimilate the radiation of the plane in which they are found. All are under the command of only one director, the mind. Which mind? Jesus' mind? The neighbor's mind? Your mind. My mind. You are always on my mind. And that's exactly what the cells of the body are telling us. But we don't listen. They're saying, you are always on my mind. You are always on my mind. But the question is, do we have ourselves in our minds? Because they have our minds in the cells. Right? You thinking like, oh, I'm getting sick. Be prepared. Buy the medicine because you will. Oh, I'm going to run a marathon. You will. And in this beautiful good news of daily lives, we see people showing to us that we don't know anything about our physical capabilities. 100+ year old man doing a triathlon, a woman who is almost 100 years old teaching yoga and doing yoga herself, etc. So here we have people showing to us like Divaldo Franco, the Dalai Lama, Thich Nhat Hanh, and many others whom you know and who people don't know, and maybe I don't know, who are doing excellent job, mind and body. You are always on my mind. Yes. We are the ones, our minds are sculpting the health and the wellness. But Vanessa, I am so sad when I become sick. Don't be sad. Be understanding. Remember, we studied understanding. Look at what is the thought form that you're creating that is creating that disease. Go to the Louise Hay's book. You can hear your life. And there's a list, psychosomatics, and see what you can do to change. For example, cervical back pain. It's about feeling that you lack emotional support. So then you change the thoughts like, I love and approve of myself. Life loves and supports me, but then we are spiritists, we add an element. I feel loved by God. And Haroldo Dutra Dias, in a fantastic talk that I hope is going to have caption in English one day. He says clearly, which is true, the minute we feel ourselves loved by God unconditionally, we entered the healing pathway. We entered the healing pathway. Think about it. Thank you, Rita Di Cassia. You're so kind, so generous. And you too, Marilda. Friends. And Melissa is saying life is about doing every age well. Learning what we are meant to learn from it. Our bodies are meant to be loved at any age and never compared to anyone else. Have you seen a flower worry about how the other flower looks like? Thank you, Melissa. Flowery Melissa. Thank you. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Exactly. But Emmanuel doesn't stop there, friends. He's saying that you are your mind. My mind is the director. How are you conducting the cells? Let us feel ourselves therapeutic moment. Visualize the cells as an orchestra and you as the conductor. What kind of music you're asking them to play? Since we like music here, huh? What kind of music? What are the thoughts and feelings we're constantly playing every day? Na 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 na. And the body's happy, right? But what if we're not playing that? Joy, Beethoven, or Mozart, or Bach, whatever it is. What are we playing? How can we have health? So we know what we can do? Every day, stop for a moment and visualize yourselves like you, the mind, as a conductor in front of the physical body as the orchestra, and says, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here. Today, we're gonna play Joy to the World. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Bum, 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 bum. And Christmas is over, but we feel like Christmas because it is. Joy to the world. And then you hear the song of the cells singing and dancing and loving and happy. And then we sing and they dance and they're happy. And if it's raining, we keep singing, singing in the rain of diseases and problems, because you know, that's the human life, right? You are the conductor, the physical cells orchestra. Every day you are the maestro, the conductor. How are you conducting your orchestra? With love, with kindness, with joy? Joy to the world, the Lord has come. And we are feeling better, much, 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 much better. And better, better, and much, much better. Right, Rihanna? Feeling better, much better. Now you know the secret of life. You're the conductor of the cells. You're the commander-in-chief. And you know it's interesting, just a secret between us. This week, in a few days, we're gonna change governance in the United States, like meaning the presidency. And people are like, ah. But you know, do you think you're a good president of your country, the country of yourselves? Do you think you're being a good president? Huh? Or are we abusing it? because we are the commander-in-chief of these cells. What are we doing with it? Are we abusing it? Are we creating unnecessary walls? Are we deporting good cells and imprisoning them because of our feelings and thoughts that are negative? So before I demand that somebody else be a good commander-in-chief, let's be a good commander-in-chief for the trillions of cells of our physical body. That's why Jesus said, take care of your administration and allow people to do theirs. This is my administration, this physical body. How are we caring for it? Are we at all? We need to think. So in the embryonic state, the spirit is continually imprinting mental reflexes. Again, the power of the mind of the mom. You want to help the world? Create a foundation where you help people who are pregnant, so they understand what pregnancy is all about. And you're going to help the world. Because those first months in the belly are so vital. Studies show how the experiences in gestation, the prenatal life, impact throughout our lives, especially the emotional. So we can create a much better world. Let us visualize it, huh? Let's dream, because it's going to happen. One day, an organization not only teaching about spirituality for prenatal life, but giving women an opportunity to be there and caring for themselves and the physical body, and creating beautiful thoughts, beautiful feelings throughout the 9 months of gestation. Thoughts of health, thoughts of wisdom, thoughts and feelings of gratitude, of godly sent things. Right? Yes. Oh, friends, you're adorable. Rita de Cássia, Pinheirinho. I know, Monica. You know, we sing when we have to sing. And Rita, yeah, but change our feelings, change our thoughts, change our feelings, change our minds. But in this last part of the chapter, Emmanuel is going to review some things that are probably never heard of before. He says, there are some beyond the grave that are very unbalanced because of problems caused by suicide or murder, crime, or other vices. At their rebirth, they immediately display the painful derangements caused by vibratory malfunction of cellular pathology. So if a child of ours, or even ourselves, you know, we display issues and problems, instead of looking ourselves as we lack something, we're looking ourselves with the opportunity of coming to terms with vibratory disturbances, because when they manifest in the physical body, it's a sign that we, per spirit, are cleaner, becoming cleaner. Okay? I have physical challenges. Probably you do too. Big deal. But we need to get the meaning of it. What am I here to learn about this? What is it here for? To be more humble, to be kinder, to be more tolerant, to have thoughts of fraternity and kindness and compassion. Work on it. Like Rita de Cássia is saying, right? We needed to work on our feelings, right? And wishing each other well. Infirmities that are of a congenital nature are nothing more than mental reflexes of an unfortunate position assumed in the near past, demanding a return to the flesh, sometimes only briefly, for the treatment of the disharmony. So our handicaps become a treatment. So instead of looking at ourselves or our child as like, oh, they're missing a piece, they're missing this. No, they're being treated through this. Like Carol Correa mentioned to us the other night. Like Chico Xavier, he understood that those physical limitations were beautiful, beautiful treatments for him, the spirit, expunging the vibratory disturbances from the perispirit to the physical. Thank you, physical body, for being a good instrument of my own strengthening and my inner cleansing. Thank you. Have you ever kissed your hand? Do it. Oh no, this is not sexual. No, it's true love. It's not being sensual. No. It's caressing with gratitude, with kindness. Saying, oh, you were so beautiful. Thank you, physical body, for giving me this opportunity. Do you feel less when you feel sick physically? We need to change that thought. Not that we're gonna do a party of disease, yay, I got sick, yay, party. No. We are going to say, thank God that I am given an opportunity to expel it, to expunge. Thank you. Thank you, body, for being an instrument. And sometimes, as Emmanuel says in André Luiz, these diseases are such a blessing so we don't go spiritually mad. Because if those vibratory disturbances stay in our spiritual body, in our mental body, we can derail into deep madness and obsessions. So when they come out, thank you. Lessons to be learned. Blessed body. Oh, every little cell in my body is happy because I love it more today. Do you? Do you feel more love and appreciation for this physical body? Aw, it's not us. It's working for us, with us. Thank you, body. I'm so sorry I'm not caring for you enough. I'm going to do an appointment for plastic surgery tomorrow. No, I'm not. Remember, the best plastic surgery is love. Love. And other variations of past mental reflexes also affect our rebirth in the body, mutilations, diseases that are stored deep in our spiritual field as seeds of sharp thorns that we had entertained because of hidden guilt and remorse. You see how these books go hand in hand. This was 1958, as well as the book Evolution into Worlds. And André Luiz and Emmanuel are on the same page. They say that everything begins with guilt and remorse. That's why we needed to walk the line. Like Johnny Cash said, I walk the line. Right? Walk the line. Walk the line. Make sure, because if we don't, guilt and remorse are gonna come. It's better if somebody wants this bookmark, Kardec Radio bookmark. Oh, but it's my last Kardec Radio bookmark. I'm not gonna give to them. And then I go to sleep like feeling guilt, like, oh man, am I attached to a beautiful bookmark by Kardec Radio and Spiritist magazine on the back? But it's my last one. It's like a souvenir for me. But you know, I don't feel good. If it discarnate today, I will feel guilty that I didn't give it. Okay, you want it? Please take it. Because I don't want that guilt and remorse inside of me. Detach, give, surrender, lose today to win tomorrow. That's why Jesus was at the cross. He said, you know, life goes on. If that's what you want to do, do it. But, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Like we don't know what we're doing. And a reincarnation is going to be the pathway, right? Wrapping up the chapter. This is why very often, in accordance with events programmed before birth and in the process of restitution, a person is visited by unusual trials, even during material prosperity, or by painful physical disasters when they were enjoying perfect health. Remember, a friend of mine who I said, like, they said, oh, Vanessa and Carlos, you know, a year ago, I was enjoying vacation with my family in Hawaii, and look at me now with cancer. And we were trying to relay to him the fact that that cancer is a blessing. It's a greater blessing than going to Hawaii. Yeah. Believe it or not. Because that cancer is expunging nodules of vibratory disturbance that were created because of our guilt and remorse, maybe in the past, or the past or in this present life or previous lives, we don't know. So it's God's mercy saying, I'm going to make you lighter, so when you discarnate, you don't have this weight for a next lifetime. I know it's hard to hear this. Do I like it? No, and you're not supposed to like it, but you're not supposed, and I'm not supposed either, to feel anger in the sense of like, no, let's learn from the diseases. It's not easy, it's difficult. But as Marilda is saying, bless this life. Let us breathe deeply and see the beauty and feel the breeze in our face and listen to Emmanuel, right, Marilda? I got you. Hello, Antonio. God bless. God bless all of us. Finally, we must also remember that mental reflexes generate other reflexes, including emotional, and that all payments carry their just share of mercy whenever the debtor shows their cooperation in the resolution of their debts. So he wraps up with so much kindness. He's saying, what do I do now? Oh my God, everything that I did in the past, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And he says, continuous and untiring practice of good deeds. Untiring. I'm so tired. It's 11 p.m. Oh my gosh, I want to sleep. No. Oh, pick me. Untiring practice of good deeds can alter the route of one's destiny. We can alter. And this is when science nowadays comes and confirms something that Spiritism revealed in 1958. Science tells us nowadays, what you do changes your genes, the activation or deactivation of your genes. It's not a fatality. You may be born with genes XYZ, but they're only going to manifest if your mental reflexes trigger it, push the button start. And how do we do it? With our actions, with our thoughts, with our feelings. And if we direct all of it to good deeds, we are creating a different disposition, vibratorily speaking, that may turn them off. And Kardec discloses to us in the Spirit's book, somebody who was supposed to lose a whole arm just loses a finger. And Joana de Angelis tells through Divaldo Franco, beautifully, she says, always because of God's mercy, everything that happens to you is just the tail of the comet. Because if the comet crashes on your planet full force, we would be destroyed. So whatever happens to us, let us raise our thoughts to God and say thank you. I could have lost more. Worse could have happened. Thank you for your mercy and for allowing me to go through this and receive just this tiny bit of a setback that is actually a blessing in disguise. Practicing the good, right, Marilda? Thank you, Antonio, for your good vibrations from Brazil. Thank you. Same to you. Friends, let us wrap up with this beautiful saying. We can attract, by means of our improved and nobler mental reflexes, the help, the light, the support of others according to the law of solidarity. And that's why tomorrow, no, today, January 18th, 2017, we're going to discuss health. That's the next chapter. It's halfway through the book, halfway through our journey, and we're talking about health. And as we're talking about health, let us promote health together. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is healthy and well. Have a beautiful evening, beautiful night, beautiful afternoon, beautiful morning, wherever you are. Thank you, Cesa. Thank you, friends. Lots of love and gratitude to everyone, especially those in the world who need the most.